My name is Josiah. I am 21 years old, about to turn 22. I've been trading for 10 months, and I just did $59,000 in payouts in the month of January 2020.
Did y'all just hear that? I don't think y'all just heard that. Bruh said he been trading 10 months, and in the last 30 days, he just made $59,000. Am I the only one like going crazy over there right now inside? I don't know about y'all, but my first 10 months was not making no $59,000. Jesus Christ.
26, so last month. And of that 59K, 43K was profit. So basically just did a $43,000 month. This has been my biggest month by like 4x. Like I think the most payouts I've gotten in a month was probably 15K. So blew that out of the water. And it's just crazy how with trading, everything can just fall into place so quickly.
I just said that. I just did a video about taxes and I was saying profitability comes so quick. So start preparing. When you're unprofitable, go to upwork.com or look for Google CPAs in your area. Start talking to people about taxes, because when you really commit to the journey, it moves fast. It moves really fast. When I got my first 100K prop firm challenge, 3 months later, I was already 10K in profit. Now I'm not, what he's doing is far beyond me, right? Running up 43K, but I'm telling y'all, start preparing now. Start preparing now. Get your taxes in order. Make a plan. This kid is 21 years old. I'm interested. I want to hear more.
I was not expecting that quick of a breakthrough. Like it just happened and boom, like some things just clicked in my mind. Like this system works. Let me just do these, follow these rules, and boom, 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 payout, payout, payout. Like it was crazy across multiple firms, max allocation on multiple firms. And now I'm just sort of in a groove. I don't know if that's going to continue, but I did make the decision to leave my job. So yeah, I did drop out of college and I had a 9-to-5 job working as a data analyst. And pretty much at first I was like really grinding at the job, being like, all right, can I get my salary higher? But then at a certain point, it was just like my lack of degree, my youth kind of held me back in terms of being able to move up through the company. And also, I'm going to be honest and just blatantly say I am probably not the easiest to work with, because I just like to go quickly. I don't really have much patience for people when I feel like they're just like slow at getting things, and I get frustrated. So that kind of held me back. And I realized that even if I were to be able to move up throughout the company, like I dropped out of college for a reason. That reason was to try to become financially free, to become an entrepreneur, to work on my own things. So that's when I kind of made the decision to start trading and doing YouTube. So best decision I ever made, by the way. But at this point, 10 months in, I've been really slacking at the job and really just so focused on YouTube and trading, right? And I haven't been able to give that job what it needs. So
I want to stop right here. See, this is what separates. I'm telling y'all, man. Ooh, this guy's amazing. This is what separates the winners versus the people that are trying to win. How many times have we heard ourselves or we heard other people say, yeah, man, I'm just getting tired of this job. I'm just giving my life away. Listen to why he said he's leaving a job. Listen to why he's leaving. I feel like I'm not giving them my best. It has nothing to do with how the job makes him feel. It has nothing to do with how he feel like he's wasting his life. He feels like he's not doing his best. He's not giving his best. This is why he's successful, because he's focused on being the best, being his best. He's accountable to himself. Oh my goodness. Listen, y'all, if we're going to go to the next level, and I kid you not, I'm not getting excited because I'm trying to preach to y'all. I'm getting hit in my spirit and my chest right now with keys of success. This is what separates the greats, y'all. And this has to become a normal thing for us. As my man John said in the chat, integrity. It has to be how we live our lives. It has to be how we do everything if we gonna ball at this level. It's not a coincidence that he's 10 months into trading and he's already banked 50K. It's no coincidence. Listen to what this guy says. I'm leaving my job because I don't feel I'm giving them my best. This is somebody who has pride in giving his all. He has pride in doing things the right way. The first thing he said when he was in here, he was like, my system works. If I just follow the rules, it works. He is a man of integrity. And this is what it takes, y'all. And this is what I be talking about. It's like, yo, we can say all of, and I'm a man of God, so I can speak on this. We can say all of this stuff about like, God got me. I'm stepping out on faith. God ain't gonna let me fall. If God said I can do it, I can do it. But let me tell you what God told me. Calvin, I'm a God of order, Calvin. I don't care. Listen, you can quote scriptures from A to Z. If you ain't moving in order, I can't touch it because I'm a God that don't lie. So if you ain't right, if you ain't moving in order, if you ain't doing things the right way, you're going about it any type of way, but you see something that, oh, trading, I can make a lot of money. And now all of a sudden you want to just focus on trading, but you show up to a job every single day and you give them your butt to kiss. You think God gonna bless that? Ain't no way. And look at this kid, 21 years old. Probably still living with his parents. He just different, man. And this is the stuff that God made evident to me. Like, bro, you're going to continue to struggle, Calvin. You're going to continue to go through the things that I was going through, going back and forth from strategy to strategy until you start living the things that you talk out of your mouth. And that's what I had to do. I had to stop all of this chasing behind people, interviewing people, talking about, listening to what other people do in their journey. And I had to get me together. I had to get me right. And man, this kid, man, he just hit me in my chest right now. This is powerful, boy. This is powerful.
Been slacking. I know I've been slacking. I've been showing up late. I've been calling out frequently. And so I just went to my boss and I was like, you know what, man? I appreciate everything you've done for me, the opportunity you've given to me, but I'm not able to give this job what it deserves and what it needs. So I resigned. Also, obviously, been having success with trading this month, which helped, but just decided to resign. Once I did that, it was, these past few days after I put my 2 weeks in on Thursday. So this was last Thursday and life has just, I feel like I'm living again, man. Like I'm free. I can be where I want, when I want to be. No one can tell me what to do, right? I have money coming in. I could visit my sister when I want. I could visit my brother when I want. My sister's in Texas, my brother's in Illinois. And I could just, if I wanted to, I could just fly there. And with trading, you can work anywhere. And YouTube, you can upload videos from anywhere. And it's just really cool, I guess. Obviously I might look back and be like, oh man, you were being stupid. Like you really thought you had that trading thing working out. And now look at you. You're down in the dumps again. But first of all, I don't think that's going to happen. Second,
it ain't going to happen. And even if it did happen, bro, God going to bless you, bro. Because you got bro, like your approach is so pure. It's so pure. So you're going to be good, but I don't think it's going to happen, bro. I don't think it's going to happen.
of all, I'm willing to take that risk. I'm 21 years old, right? I've been going after this dream for so long. Like I've thought about nothing else besides making enough money so that I can quit my job and just be sort of free. And I've thought about nothing else for all this time, and finally having the opportunity where it actually kind of makes sense to take that leap of faith has been really, really cool. So yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit about, for you guys earlier on in your trading journeys, like what advice do I have for you? First of all, I want to say I was very delusional in, I did not think that there was even a chance that I wouldn't succeed, which is why I kept going, which is good to have. But I do also simultaneously believe that most people are going to fail. And that's just the reality. And I'll notice that a lot of people are very positive. They're like, oh, we're all going to make it, guys. Don't give up. Don't give up on your journey. And I see people actually, like, it's kind of corny at a point where people 7 years into their journey will leave comments on my channel being like, bro, you don't have this figured out. Like, you're being dumb. Like, you got to go on demo. You got to back test. Like, and these people are like, they've been trading for so long and they haven't made it. And a lot of these people, they'll be coping too. They'll be like, yeah, I kind of like live off trading, or like, I don't know. I just feel like a lot of people have bursts of success, and this could end up being me. And just like, I don't know, not a lot of people actually make it. So in your mind, there needs to be a good reason why you think you're different. I think that there's a lot of factors that go into it. You need to be in an upper echelon of intelligence, emotional regulation, and discipline. Like, you need to be on top of all these things. You need to be in the top 5% of all these things. If you think that intelligence doesn't matter, or discipline doesn't matter, or your emotional regulation doesn't matter, I think you're wrong. You just need all of this to be able to overcome everything. You're competing with everyone else, right? So any talent or edge that you have, whether that be you're a disciplined person or you're a smart person, that adds up because you're competing with people, right? This is a competitive game.
Fact.
Another thing I'm going to say is, as a day trader who executes manually, you should probably have a highly discretionary system. And the reason is because I believe that our brains, okay, like think about hedge funds that code these crazy algorithms that take in all these different factors, right? And they make money. Not all of them even are able to make money, but I think our brains are actually more powerful than any machine learning software, AI software that exists, right? What you'll actually notice is you know that you have this internal intuition about the markets that is oftentimes correct, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've seen people who just think they're gambling, but they're somehow coming out ahead. And it's because our brain, once you've watched enough candlesticks print and stuff, like your brain gets trained on all this data, subconscious factors that you're picking up on that you're not even consciously thinking about. And you really need to be able to lean into your discretion and your intuition and trust your brain, but then also be able to build a system and rules that allow your brain to thrive, because we're also simultaneously, even though we're highly talented and intelligent beings that can process all this data subconsciously very quickly, right?
Mm-hmm.
We are held back by our emotions, right? So you need to be able to balance the two, where you're able to tap into your brain that is just way more powerful than any AI,
Mm-hmm.
and also be able to regulate it by making decisions like in advance, right?
Exactly. And like what he's saying is like the equivalent of like, okay, you see like a lion, right? A lion, a cheetah, something as massive and powerful. And if it gets its hand on you, it could be super deadly, right? But when we go to the local zoo and we see these animals, even how great they are, how powerful they are, right? When they're inside of a zoo and they're in captivity, that power is restricted. Okay. It's restricted. And so when he's talking about how powerful our brains are, how amazing we are, how way more intelligent our brains are than any of these AIs and these machine learning softwares and all that stuff, is facts. But then he's saying, but what messes us up is that our emotions come into play and it makes us make rash decisions. So he's essentially saying what we got to do is we got to kind of control and confine the power of our brains into specific arenas or inside of some type of a cage and just control it into a set like time or like trading session, whatever the case may be, to minimize the emotions. And that's when the rules come in, right? And so that's what I kind of gather from what he's saying. And it's all facts. This 21-year-old kid is so knowledgeable. So not like we in school right now. All right. We in school right now. And that's why rules are so important. Because yes, we can know what a trade is going to do because we've seen it before, or we're smart enough, or whatever the case may be. But this is why the rules come into play. I trade during this session. I trade at this time. It's not that a move can't happen outside of that time. It's us restricting ourselves to this time so that the emotion of jumping in outside of the time is not a trigger. That's what the rules are there for, to restrict us to a certain condition or environment so that we automatically know, hey, I ain't even supposed to be looking at the market. You know, like if it's outside the time, I shouldn't even look at the market. That's a rule. So now that emotion won't even get me. All right. And so, man, come on, let's keep going.
Making sure your emotions aren't going to override how good your brain is at predicting things. So that's really something I believe in. anyone who's like, oh, you're competing with all like the top, whatever, smartest people, like it's just so ignorant. Literally flip a coin, 50% chance of getting direction right. And then all you do is that you look at the market, you take in all the information that you see, and you try to influence that 50% and get yourself a 5%, a 10% edge. You're like, we're all smart people. Okay, all these, and oftentimes you're not even competing with these hedge funds in the same way because they might be trading like tiny scalps or super high frequency trading. Like not everyone is even, you're not directly competing with them. If you're trading different time frames, or like we're not even in the live markets if we're a prop trader, right? So all these people's like stop. This is so much more simple. This is.
And even if you're with a broker as well, like if you're with an offshore broker, you're still not trading in a live market. And even some US regulated brokers practice B-book. So like, I don't know how true it is, but I heard that Oanda, like B-books, the majority of traders, and it's legal. So like the majority of us, especially if you're not consistently profitable, you're not in a live environment at all. You're essentially trading in-house, which is a demo. You just get paid for what you make. So facts on that.
So trading is so much more simple than people think. So tap into your natural talent, become a disciplined person, build a system that allows your natural discretion to thrive. If you think that you're going to build a profitable system where it's just mechanical, like I see this happen and I enter, like I personally believe that I mean, maybe it works for somebody, but my personal theories are that, you know, markets are designed to prevent any of that from being profitable. And that's the kind of thing that, like, that's the kind of alpha that decays over time if it's just like a pattern, right?
Yeah.
But your brain is a predictive machine. It can predict, like, it can apply past patterns and apply that to predict new patterns. And it's just like so cool how our brains work. But that's my personal opinion and theories about the market.
Yeah, I agree with him. Even though you have a system, right? And I trade a system. And if everything is there, I'm going to take the trade. But there are some times where it's like everything is there, but it's like, I don't like the way that last candle printed. So I'm using discretion in that moment. And that's what he's talking about. Like you can have these mechanical systems. So, like I wait for price to break this resistance or break this order block or like sweep liquidity. And then as soon as we sweep, boom, I get in. You can have these mechanical systems where it's kind of like just if it does this and it does that, boom, I get in. But the algorithms are trained to pick up on that stuff. And when they pick them up, they know how to go back and sweep stop losses again, right? And so what he's saying is with your mechanical system, with your rules, you got to have discretion as well. So you got to be able to kind of feel the tempo, have intuition, feel the tempo of the market, like look at the price action. And you got to be able to use your discretion, your real-time insights to be able to say, everything's aligned, but I don't like price action right now. Or everything's aligned, but that's too big of an engulfing candle for me to get in on. Similar to like a GJ trade that I looked at earlier. Like I got in, it stopped me out, and then it set up again for buys, but the engulfing candle was like 80 pips. I'm not getting in on that on the buy, so I'm gonna wait till it pull back again and give me a better risk to reward entry because my discretion is telling me, wait, Calvin. That's an example of what he's talking about, and I agree 1,000% with what he's saying.
Definitely, yeah. Like trading, I really at this point believe it's real. You can continue to follow along with my journey. I'm actually not even green yet. I'm about to be green after I farm a few more winning days. I'll be up like 10, 20 grand. And then we're going to go from there. But to be honest, after spending all this money on prop accounts and getting all these payouts, like I feel like I have a system going. So, I mean, you can follow along. You can see, I'm sure the results will, we'll know in a couple months.
Love it. So if you heard what he said, and we've talked about this before, right? A lot of us see these traders with these big payouts. He just said he's not even green yet. And this is no knock on him because that was his tuition. But this is how you can't look at people's journey and just kind of think you should be doing that too if you don't know what they went through. So for him to be up 59K, right? And his profit on that was 43K, but he just said he's not even green yet, which means that he hasn't broken even yet, or he isn't in profit versus what he spent on challenges. My question to you, before you start looking at what another person is making and saying, man, I could do that too, are you willing to put up that type of money that he's invested in his education, buying challenges, tweaking his system? Are you willing to do what he did? So don't try to think that you can make what he makes if you're not willing to do what he did or put in the time. Now, I'm not saying you have to lose what he's lost or invest what he invests, but again, you got to count the costs. The people that are making millions in payouts and all that stuff, they've invested maybe 100,000 in challenges. Are you willing to do that? Then don't go jacking up your wrists trying to target those type of goals. If you're not willing to do that, take your time. As we talked about all the time, focus on your race. My race, when I first came to trading, I already told y'all, and it still is that. Now it's just amplified a little bit more because now I want to leverage trading and prop firms, whatever I can get my hands on, because I want to start buying some investment property. I want to start buying some businesses. So my goals have expanded, but my goal is like, I'm going to keep doing my business, but I want to also make money from trading on the side. And I want to make enough on the side where that with my business, now I'm doing YouTube and all this other stuff, that I can pick up my kids. I can be there for my kids. You know what I'm saying? I could be involved. I could be free. So I don't have to be traveling and doing all the stuff I used to do in my business. And that was my goal. And so, yes, it's so many other traders that make more than me, but I just stay consistent with my base hits. I'm a risk 200 on a trade. I'm gonna make 1,500. I'm a risk 100 on the trade. I'm gonna make 1,000. I'm a risk, 100 on the trade. I'm gonna make 700. I'm gonna make 800, and I'm gonna just compound up. And then on my bigger accounts, I'll risk a little bit more. But I'm just staying in my lane. I'm not trying to compete with the person having 10K days. I've never had a 10K day, and I'm not trying to compete with the person. And I don't feel like, because I have a platform, I should be. No, I don't. I'm focused on me. As long as I can pay my bills, as long as I can see myself growing, as long as I can do something that doesn't allow me to be staring at my charts and worrying about how much money I'm losing, as long as I can stay in the state where I'm able to give back to others, I'm able to, support my family and reach my goals. Why am I comparing myself? So I just wanted to say that to you guys. He's being vulnerable. Most people won't be vulnerable like that and say, yeah, I made a $59,000 payout, but I'm still not break even on what I spent on challenges. Most people won't say that. Like they would just straight up brag about 59K payout and everybody would be like, oh my God, how can I do that too? How can I get there too? This guy, he is built different. He is really built different for sure.
But yeah, just feel so free. I'm really excited to take life on and like I can do what I want. I can, take a trip. I can start streaming.
You should.
I'm probably going to start streaming New York session trades. Start a business. I just have all this time. I can, play my guitar's back there. I haven't really had enough time because between trading, YouTube, work, I just haven't been able to play it as much as I want to. And yeah, it's just like, man, I'm excited for life. I'm going to be uploading and documenting my entire journey, honestly. I want to start talking more on this channel. I think it's been too trading focused. The point of this channel for me is to just live a cool life and show it. And part of like the foundation of that is having like an income stream, but like more important than that, an income stream that I'm not spending my entire life at a job anchored down to this one location where I just have to be there. Like that is highly limiting, right? And now I've removed that. So I really hope this works out. I really hope trading continues to work for me. I'm so excited. Life is cool. Don't give up on your dreams. Like literally just try, man. It's not worth it not to even try. Stop being lazy. Stop coping. Stop making excuses. It's time to go after what you want very aggressively. Do not give up. I went through 10 months where I couldn't even enjoy life. Like life was so unenjoyable. My cortisol in the past week has just been finally like normal. Like I was perpetually stressed out for 10 months. It was bad. But yeah, that's going to be it today.
This guy's amazing. This guy's amazing. Listen, drop a comment in the chat. Let me know your thoughts about him. I think he's a superstar. He's amazing. Check him out. In the description, I'm gonna give him credit and put his video in there. So y'all go to his channel, show him some love and all that good stuff. But let me know what your thoughts is. Drop it in the comment section. And yeah.